Hi everyone. So for my creative work gallery project, I decided to take on the role of a scenic designer and come up with color renderings for some of the different scenes in intimate apparel. As I was doing this, I kind of realized how terrible of an artist I am, but I believe that, you know, even though I'm not that great at drawing necessarily, I think some of the ideas I reflect in the drawings could possibly help a real scenic designer actually come up with what he would draw. So I think that that's almost half of the battles, in terms of coming up with what scenes will look like in a show anyway. So I'll go ahead and get started. So the first scene in intimate apparel that I went ahead and took a shot at was, sorry, which one is this? This is Esther's bedroom, actually. And so here's my scene right here. And so the basis for some of my ideas was actually taken from the very first description in Act 1, Scene 1, which described the room as simple, unadorned with the exception of beautifully embroidered curtains and a crazy, colorful quilt. And so that was the first two things I went to. So, for the window right here that I included with this backdrop, just a gray bedroom colored backdrop. I had some red curtains right here. And for the quilt that I put on the bed right here, I actually looked up some early 1900s quilt patterns, and that was kind of what I came up with right there. For the rest of the room, I had, a door for all the times that Mrs. Dixon comes in and visits Esther's and kind of bugs her a little bit. And I also included a table and a desk and a chair right here, and I have a sewing machine right here that I attempted to draw at least, and that was also based on early 1900 sewing machines, as well as the furniture and even the bed frame over here. I kind of took from that. So all the things that I have drawn in some of my pictures right here have kind of been essentially based on what I've researched as far as what furniture and items look like in this time period. Some of the things I added that weren't necessarily mentioned, in the scene, and I kind of had to use my own creativity for. This dress right here that's kind of standing on a mannequin, I kind of had that represent maybe a potential project that Esther was working on, and so it's just right there, for people to see when they walk in. Other than that, stage floor, I just kind of had that dark because a lot of the stages I've been on in the past, they've just kind of been black floors, and then the background, as I said, just a backdrop with a window and a gray bedroom wall. So I'll go ahead and move on to the next one. The next room I have is Mammy's room, and kind of had just a red wallpaper just for a change of pace, a door right here. And from the description, it said that Mamie had a canopy bed, which I had no idea what a canopy bed was, but it looks like a bed like this, and it kind of has like this tent kind of thing above it. And I looked up what one from the early 1900s would look like, and that's what I came up with. I included a table right here, and I have a piano right here. And what was nice about drawing the piano that was from an early 1900s piano is because my family actually has a piano that's been passed down, for the past few generations. That's an early 1900s piano. So I just kind of used my basis, as that for the piano. And there's certain details in here that I kind of use the characterization of Mamie to create. So for the bed, I don't know if you can see that, but kind of closely, I have like the blanket slightly off. It's not as tidy as Esther's bed was. That's because I kind of used the fact that Mamie is a prostitute to kind of mean that, she might have a lot of gentlemen over and maybe not be as tidy with her room for some reason. Maybe that's a stereotype. I don't know, but that's kind of what I assumed. And to go off that, I also included a coat rack right here. So whenever her gentlemen friends come over, they can hang up their coat. And, you can do the rest of the math. But those were some of my ideas as far as the, stage goes right here. And so the final room, or the final scene I had was Mr. Marx's tenement, his tenement flat, that they mentioned, I believe it is in Act 1, Scene 3. And they kind of described it as a very cramped space. And so I have a bunch of these boxes right here that might have contained, the different fabrics that he sold to his customers. And so I kind of crammed his apartment with a couple boxes. I also, included a bed for him. I had a backdrop, kind of a gray bedroom wall, kind of like Esther's almost. The window I kind of had a little bit barred in because I saw pictures of tenements from the early 1900s, and they kind of looked almost like just dark and kind of barred over like that, so that's why I did the window like that. I included a desk with a lamp right here, and if you can also see right here, I use the fact that Mr. Marx is an Orthodox Jewish man, to kind of give a reason to put this is a potential holy book right here, that Jewish people might use. So I put that on his desk to kind of add to the characterization. Other than that, I included a door right here for when, Esther comes in and out for her fabrics. But other than that, that's essentially my third scenic design right there. And so overall, as you can see, I'm a terrible artist, but these pictures represented things that I would put into the actual scene if I directed the show. I would communicate with the scenic designer of what I wanted essentially, and then I'd let him draw it, and it'd probably be 1,000 times better than what I drew. But overall, those were my ideas. I hope you enjoyed my my creative word gallery, and I look forward to seeing some of yours.